Annotation monitoring in AutoCAD 2013 is controlled via a toggle on the status bar here, and when enabled, an accompanying icon shows up here in the system tray. Now, simply put, what annotation monitoring does is it keeps tabs on associative dimensions, like we see here, that reference geometry either in the Model tab or from an externally referenced in mechanical assembly. In this particular case, we could go over to Model and look at the engine here and make a change to it by deleting the tune pipe off of the exhaust assembly. When we go back to our Layout tabs, we would expect to see all of our views recomputed, and we'll see that change cascading from the base view here to the projected and section views on the drawing. Now, when this occurs, it's going to orphan this dimensional entity, and we're being notified of that by the annotation monitor here. So not only do we get an alert from the system tray, which I'll dismiss now, but we also get an alert on the dimensional entity itself. Now, a simple right click on this will show us that we have two ways to resolve the problem. We can either delete the dimension entirely and regenerate it, or we can reassociate it. That process of reassociation will force us to redefine both points to latch onto geometry so that the dimension can be recomputed. Now, also worth mentioning is that this entire process also depends on how the auto update feature is set here. So we're going to run through another scenario on that so you can see how that operates. This time we're going to take care to turn the auto updating feature off to a toggled value of 0. And we'll now go back to the Model tab to again modify the geometry of the engine. Again, as in the last case, we'll delete the tune pipe from the exhaust assembly, and we'll now return back to our layout view. Now the problem is, since we've told the system not to auto-update our views, we no longer see an updated view with the tune pipe deleted. We do, however, receive notification that all drawing views on the layout do need to be recomputed. So at this time, since the tune pipe has not been recomputed or reprocessed in these dependent views, note that the annotative monitor for this dimension has not fired. Now I'll go ahead and acknowledge this to update all drawing views on the layout. We'll watch that cascading through the various views within our layout. And as the processing occurs, we'll see that eventually the annotation monitor will fire. So the takeaway from this exercise is to note that the annotation monitor is dependent on reprocessing of the geometry through the base and projected views, and is therefore sensitive to how your auto update function is set.